Hey guys! Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a simple sourdough tin loaf in 7 simple steps. Pre-ferment, bulk ferment, stretch and fold 1, stretch and fold 2, pre-shape, shape and bake. Okay, let's get to it. One, we're going to make the pre-ferment. Do not worry about the terms. Basically we're taking the starter that we've had in the fridge since last week and we're going to add some flour and water to it and let it grow further. So to do that, we're just going to put our starter into a bowl from its jar, and I'm weighing this. So here, you want to have at least 120 grams really, and I have 125. Then we're going to add 125 grams of water. This is warm water, about 35 degrees. Just think of it as just warm basically. And just gently mix that in a little bit. And then I'm going to add 125 grams of strong white bread flour. Going to mix this together, and then we're just going to cover it with some cling film and let it to rest for about an hour. The important thing is more what it looks like. When you mix it, it should look like a shaggy dough, kind of like porridge. Just very sloppy and sticky. So I'll just have written on it in text, leave for 1 hour. Step 2, we're making the bulk ferment, or the dough, another posh term. For this one, we are going to take the pre-ferment we've made and we're going to remove 300 grams of it for our dough. We're going to put the rest of it back into our clean jar to put back in the fridge as a starter for the next time we want to use it. Then, to the pre-ferment, we're going to add our flour, our water, our salt. We're going to mix that together and then we're going to leave it for 1 hour. So let's start. There we go, skillfully done. Okay, so we want 300 grams of this. See, it's gone a little bit bubbly. We're not waiting for it to go like crazily bubbly, we're just waiting it to get active and started. So, okay, and then this is our starter that's going back in the fridge. If this starter isn't very much, like this isn't a lot, what you can also do, just to make, if you think you haven't got enough for the next time, you could just add another like 10 grams of flour, 10 grams of water, 20 grams of flour, 20 grams of water, leave it out for a bit and then put it in the fridge. So to this now, we're going to add 240 grams of warm water again. 240. Nick told me to tell you a joke, but I don't have jokes. I'm just kind of naturally funny, one of those kind of guys. 240. And then we're going to add flour now. You can add whatever flours you want. Some people do just like pure white sourdoughs. You can do rye, you can do spelt, you can do wholemeal. I would say if you're doing it at the start and you want a nice light dough, you want a nice light loaf, it's good to do majority strong white bread flour. But for this one, we're going to add 450 grams of flour. So I'm going to do 100 of it brown. There's other things you can get, like I've got some really nice malt flour, like it's a red malt flour that makes your dough go a different colour. You can add seeds. Ground flax seed is really, really good. There's so many things you can add. Be creative. Right, so do this to 400. I'm just going to add 8 grams of salt. Salt is very important for bread for lots of different reasons. It helps create structure, flavour. Okay, and then we're just going to mix this together into a dough and then we're going to leave it for 1 hour. If you have a stand mixer with a dough hook, sometimes people like to put it in there and just like bash it around. You can leave this, like make this into a dough, leave it for a few minutes, come back and knead it for a bit, etc. But also, a lot of people now are showing that you don't need to do this by just doing no knead recipes. And so this one I'm going to do as a no knead recipe. So we're just going to mix it into a dough and then we're going to leave it. Okay? Stage 3, stretch and fold. This is the most important part of sourdough. This is what kind of starts building that structure, and it's kind of instead of kneading. So all you're essentially doing is taking the dough, stretching it, so you're stretching out the gluten and then you fold it in on itself. This is very quick, but essential. So I'm just going to dip my hand in some water and then just push around the edge of the bowl, pick it up, do a little wiggle and fold it in again. And I'm just going to keep on going round the bowl doing that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I do 8.
And why are you doing it?
7. This is to stretch the gluten out. To start getting some good form. And that's it. And then we leave this again for 1 hour. With the same piece of cling film. Step 4. Stretch and fold 2. So, people who do yeasted breads, normal baker's yeasted breads, would know that when they look at their dough like now, it'll probably be double inside, be massive. Sourdough just takes its time, but you can see now it's starting to aerate a bit, looking a little bit more peaky. So we're going to do stretch and fold, and it's going to be exactly the same as the last time. So we're just going to wet our hand, and we're just going to stretch and fold over. And again, we're going to do it 8 times. 4, 5. This feels nice now, the dough feels like a typical bread dough. And this time, we're going to leave it for 2 hours. Alexa, timer, 2 hours.
2 hours, starting now.
Step 5 is pre-shape. So we've got our dough now, we've done our stretching and folding. Pre-shape base, you are going to stretch and fold again, but we're going to leave it on the counter. So I'm just going to move this along. We want to take the dough out and put it on the counter. So just gently lift it out from the sides. I just use a little bit more water again and put it onto the counter. Now, just so you know, these are very useful things. These kind of dough scrapers. They come in different forms. I'm gonna go in solidarity with people that don't have one of those. They're just really good for being able to like scrape dough around, chop it in half, lift it up. But yeah, you don't need one, especially for this recipe, so I'm gonna go with solidarity for people that don't. So now we're just gonna once again just pick it up and do a bit of a stretch and fold going round. Good. And then we're just going to pick the dough up and we're just going to leave it on the counter. We're just going to put a bit of flour on, covering it up with a bit of cling film that we've been reserving the whole time, and then leave it to rest. Stage 6. This is the shaping stage. This might seem like slightly the most complicated, but it's actually also very easy, and you get better and better the more you do it. So we're going to take the dough, we're going to shape it, and we're going to put it in the tin. Just slightly, we don't want too much flour. I'm just going to shift our dough over to here. Now this is the sticky side. We're just going to put it out into a kind of square, like this. Put my hands, and we're just going to do a stretch and fold again, like this, like this, like this, and like this. Then pinch the sides in And then the top in, round, round. And then we're just gonna pull like this. So this now, you're just using the base of your hands. This creates like tension across the surface of the loaf. So then we've got the dough here. We're just gonna lift this up and we're gonna put it seam side down into a lined 20 centimeter tin. Now we line this because sourdough dough tends to stick a lot to the tin. You can cover this in seeds if you want to, you can do whatever you want, but now we're just going to leave this out for about 45 minutes just so it's puffed up a little bit, and then we're going to put it in the fridge overnight. Step 7, and it's time to bake. This loaf has been in the fridge overnight, and I've taken it out of the fridge. It's the next day, true bake-off style. I'm wearing the same clothes as yesterday. The oven is at 230 degrees, which is really hot, basically the hottest it can go. We're going to put it in there, and then after 10 minutes we're going to turn the temperature down and let it continue baking at a lower temperature. We want that initial big whack of temperature to get it to rise. We're going to be scoring the loaf before we put it in, and then also the oven needs to have steam in there. And most ovens, these fan ovens, pull all the steam out. And so we've put a pan of water at the bottom, pan of boiling water, which means there's always going to be steam. Some people spray an oven, there's lots of different techniques for that as well you can look up. But now it is time to bake. So we're trying to make this recipe as simple as possible. With bread, really you're going to have this oven lift, and especially with sourdough, it's going to it doesn't rise to its perfect height prior to putting it in, it's going to like push through. So if you don't score it, you tend to have tears and it will kind of find its way out somewhere. Saying that, not everyone has a good scoring tool. It's basically a razor blade. You can use a sharp knife. You don't always get the best cut, so this is something probably to invest in. If you don't have it, don't worry. Sometimes it'll tear and lift at the top, that's fine. But to score, we're just going to do a single score down the middle. Make sure you go to the end. And that's it. Now, cut properly at the end. Oh. Now I'm just going to place it in the oven. My oven's a bit funny, it's definitely hotter at some points than others. I'm just going to whack it in at the back. And that goes in for 10 minutes at that temperature, and then after 10 minutes I'm just going to turn it down to 200 degrees and then keep it baking for about 25 minutes. I'm going to have porridge for breakfast. Oh no. Ooh! Time to take out the oven. Alexa, stop. Ooh, yeah! That's got a good oven rise.